was kind of, for me, my way of kind of starting to go into my heritage and my culture. It was the start of anything Asian-oriented, Asian identity-based, and it's been a journey since then. This poem is about my father, and it's kind of like become my fight song. It's kind of become my father is the shit, and he's Buddhist, and he kind of has always been the main person to help me get through things. We have a really long history, and okay, I don't know what to say about this poem. This is the poem that I did at Collaboration, that when I won, and yeah, this poem means the world to me. So I'm gonna try to go in real quick. That's cool.
Yeah. Go in.
So my dad is he's hilarious. He owns a Japanese restaurant, right? He's owned a Japanese restaurant for the last 26 years. Recently, he's been doing like pottery. Super fucking random. He turned my old room into his workshop because it got too cold in the garage during the winter. And he's always like working on a piece, and he's always like, he looks at me and he's like, I am an artist. I'm like, okay, Dad, whatever you say. But he always loved making things. He always loved, hands-on, and he always loved using his hands, right? And he would also leave marks on my face as a sign for discipline. And some may call them bruises, but I call them visible prayers. See, my cheeks learned the lines on the inside of his palms like a roadmap to better behavior, but I was never good at following directions very well. See, when I was little, I peed in the garage because I was too lazy to go inside. I tried to blame it on the cat. He told me not to lie and mushed my face into my own urine. I never thought I'd be able to smell my own dishonesty. You see, his hands were so strong that one day he lifted me up on my innocence. And when he let go, I landed in a foster home without even knowing he did it. Finished the last few months of my 5th grade year with a family that wasn't even mine. See, sometimes my emotions would explode like a gunshot, and I'd watch tears race each other down to my jawline because it felt like my heart and his English were the only thing we had in common, both broken like a record spinning the soundtrack to my family's harmony. But when I returned home that summer and things finally started to get back to normal, I was told that he was diagnosed with cancer, and I realized that things are just getting started. See, while he was in the hospital, his hair began to wear thin, like the line between discipline and abuse. My mother used to caress him like an instrument, plucking his hair strands like harp strings that were tired of playing love songs. The radiation showed in his gums. They began to bleed courageously like the stab wounds in Caesar's back. See, while he was in the army, he used to be a long-range rifle shooter. At one point, he was the best in Japan. He would practice with patience and precision back when his hands were controllable. He would always tell me before every single match he would chant and recite in his head, "Katsu, katsu, zettai katsu, I will win. I will win no matter what, I will win." See, when I was sitting next to him on his hospital bed, I could have swore I saw the reflections of shooting targets in his eyes. His main aim was to live long enough to see his children succeed, but for some reason, while he was in the hospital, resentment was growing in my blood like a bad case of leukemia. See, his illness wasn't even a good enough reason for me to forgive him at the time, but now I get it, Dad. I finally understand. You were just surviving long enough to offer me an apology that I could properly accept, to construct the altar that I now pray to with the same hands that were used to bruise my faith. You still had to teach me what it means to never give up no matter what, whether it's finishing a poem or surviving cancer. Dad, I promise, I will win. No matter what, I will win. How dare I resent the man that taught me how to pray when I know people who never had a father in the first place. So thank you for your broken English that reminds me I am Japanese, for the spots on your arms from overcoming cancer that remind me I'm still breathing, and for all of those little things, because nowadays he gives me haircuts and he claims that they're perfect every single time, but every now and then he'll leave a patch on the backside of my head about the same size as the bruises he used to leave on my face. But I just smile and take it as a reminder of how uncontrollable his hands used to be. Word. question? Yeah. There's too many, man. Actually, this might be cliche. This might be whack, but Telegram by Saul Williams. Wow. Telegram to hip hop. Yeah. Dear hip hop. Stop. Stop. Shit is going too far. Stop. Oh, y'all just gotta look that shit up. Yeah.